Most revered Swami Chetananandaji Maharaj wrote How to Live with God. Swami Chetananandaji Maharaj is the minister in charge of St. Louis Center of Vedanta Society in America. This particular book was very kindly and lovingly gifted to Monica, my wife, and to myself with love and best wishes. It came from Swami, most revered Swami Kripamayanandaji Maharaj, the minister in charge of Vedanta Society of Toronto. It was gifted on 6 August 2008, and that was our first meeting, chance meeting with Swami Kripamayanandaji Maharaj. This is 2022, quite long ago. And I am reading first my humble comment at the back page of this book that I had wrote on 27/8/09. Then a little more on 1st February 2010. What I wrote: divinity that is not of this world around us, as known to us right now when we are in the ordinary flesh of impurity, of temptation, that is, these worldly temptations. Only the soul who discovers his, her natural residence in the realm of divinity can also discover the valuation of this world also that has been wished out of the divinity itself. To appreciate divinity, one has to first break the field barrier to reach the kingdom of divinity. That was written on 27/8/09. Then, Kal Shesh Rate, yesterday, at the last phase of the night, স্বপ্ন দেখলাম, I saw a dream of Kamar Pukur, as if the Kamar Pukur has become the World Heritage Site. In the bracket I have written, হবে কি, whether it will be realized. that was written on 1st February 2010. The picture that we see in front along with this YouTube is the famous Ganges Ganga facing round veranda of Sri Thakur Sri Ramakrishna's room. Then I am reading only from the flap of this particular book. Ramakrishna Paramhansa, 1836, Ramakrishna Paramhansa, 1836 to 1886, was one of the best loved and most influential spiritual masters modern India has produced. He entered the highest mystical states as easily as other men step through a door, and described his extraordinary inner experiences with an innocent eloquence that brought spirituality to life for millions around the globe. How to live with God is a treasure chest of inspiration for contemporary men and women confused about the purpose of life. It unveils the life and teachings of the great Bengali saint who insisted, based on personal experience, God exists. Do not seek God, see God. I have seen him, you can see him too. For those who want to walk with God, Ramakrishna reveals the path. He knows the road because he walked it himself, singing joyfully all the way. Swami Chetananda transports us into Ramakrishna's world with brilliant lucidity and painstakingly detailed, sitting alongside his closest disciples. We witness the master's spiritual ecstasy, his astonishing insights, his humor, and his practical advice for common people yearning to know God better. Ramakrishna communicated the living reality of spirituality, spiritual life, with a clarity and immediacy rarely matched in world literature. Chetananda peels away time and space to introduce us to the God-intoxicated mystic as a living presence whose message is even more critically important today than ever before. One of Ramakrishna's most valuable legacies was his vision of world harmony and cross-cultural respect. The greatest threat facing humanity in his time, as in our own, was the active and antagonism between the world's great religions. How can we live with each other if we have not learned to live with God? Ramakrishna set out to replace implacable mistrust with enlightened mutual understanding in perhaps the most famous experiment in religious history. He practiced each world faith in turn and personally experienced that they all led to the same divine reality. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, news about this remarkable Indian sage spread rapidly throughout the world, influencing Russian writer Leo Tolstoy and French Nobel Prize winner Romarola, the religious savant Huston Smith, and mythologist Joseph Campbell, the English historian Arnold Toynbee, and Trappist monk Thomas Merton, as well as the Dalai Lama. Today, Ramakrishna's teachings permeate the interfaith movement, New Age thought, yoga, and modern Hinduism. How to live with God is spiritual therapy for this cynical era. Written by Linda Johnson, author of Daughters of the Goddess, the Women Saints of India. Om Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.